Hello everyone, I'm Brahm Mithra. We have the April update for the Kickstarter. I have it pulled up here. So this is mainly going to be about tariffs. We'll talk about it, but I'm going to skip over some of the stuff about the shop because I'll talk about that in the shop related video that comes out. But this one, it's mostly talking about stuff that's added to the web store, not really Kickstarter stuff. So we'll mostly focus on the QA and stuff. But anyway, running this project has filled me with immense gratitude over the years. Weathering scope creep, delays, more scope creep, and a good dose of global disasters has not always been easy. But the choice to delay, to grind development to a halt, and to double, triple, and quadruple down on the quality of what we make has been my choice and my choice alone. Now we are faced with another challenge, tariffs and uncertainty affecting production, worldwide freight, and package shipping. Today I have decided to take steps to shield backers from price increases by leaning into the chaos and wielding the inspiration that chaos creates. You supported me, you allowed me to create what we have created, to chase wild ambition, and to work with a huge assortment of talented people. And here is how I will be backing that up. I am stepping up by investing my personal savings and a chunk of savings from the business to create a barrier to shield the project and the incredible team that helps me create it. This is our blood barrier. There is chaos at the ports, tons of conflicting information, and fluctuating circumstances greet us every morning. How this whole tariff situation might all change between the time I am writing this and the time it gets posted. So long as the trade war directly affects us during our monthly web store sales, I will introduce luxury products we make here in NYC and overcharge for them. Profit from these items will be added to the blood barrier, which will be used to pay tariff bills and offset the skyrocketing cost of materials. So if you're feeling spicy, feel free to embrace the chaos with me. And then we're just going to have stuff that's about the store. Web store prices and increase our web store prices in general. Made changes to keep up with the rising costs of every aspect of venture. So again, the fulfillment, here's what I want to focus on. It's a weird update, so I will not be sharing the glamorous photos of our upcoming shipping wave, estimated to be completed by the factory mid-May. So that's interesting. It was July, now it's mid-May. Instead, I'll be completed by the factory mid-May, deliverable in July. So that's still the timeline, but it's nice to know it's still estimated to be done soon. There's no mention of Screaming God here throughout this whole update. I was hoping for some kind of mention of Screaming God. Whether or not that's going into production before COD. If that's going into production before COD, you'd think it'd be mentioned here. Hopefully, maybe next month it gets mentioned. Who knows what's happening with Screaming God now. Seriously posting images of what's currently available on Red Store for our Easter sale. So, continuing on. If anything, we are trying to take advantage of the moment as many other studios and companies are pausing or canceling their productions and speed things up. So once again, thank you. Hopefully this will earn me some good boy points when we push the Kingdom Death Simulator into crowdfunding this Black Friday. So that's another Kickstarter that will be started for Black Friday. That's be interesting. That's going to be really interesting. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's a really interesting one. I don't know how to take that. We'll talk about that in the Q&A here in a second too. So the Community Garden. Is Wave 2 Percival a new or updated expansion mini? Can we add it to our pledge? Percival was originally a white box and was included in a few select pledge levels such as Percival's Lantern. If you do not have the Percival single release as part of your pledge, it will also be available via our web store after it's been fulfilled for backers who pledge for the content. So Not saying it's new here. It's not a new or updated thing. It's going to be the same exact one, it seems. That not even new scale, probably. No mention of scale or anything like that. So it seems like it will just be the old Percival white box with the Blackguard fighting style. Secret Fighting Art, I think it is, with the hunt event where you can get it off the skeleton. So not updated for Percival, not even scale updated. It doesn't seem to say that here. So interesting. So good for Percival Lanterns. At least it wasn't forgotten. Good to see a reprint of Percival. It's a cool mini. Next question. Do you have any plans to begin production now that the U.S. has halted tariffs for at least 90 days? This was already covered. Pushing ahead with production. A few game companies are doing some small content packs sort of as a fundraiser to help cover the tariff costs for in-production Kickstarter projects. Any thoughts on maybe doing something similar, like an alternate art card pack would be perfect? No new content, but cool alt art cards so that those who can afford it can help offset rising costs. Been brainstorming all sorts of products we can add to our web store with truly legendary price tags to help augment our tariffs blood barrier. If you are interested, if they interest you, we'd love your support. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I would like to see more just card, like more board game specific stuff, maybe without minis. I think they would sell like a lot, like these alt cards things would here. But it seems what's being tested now is there's a luxury products. So there's like a painter scale. It's like 130 USD. Normally they're like 60, 65. So it looks like that's the route they're going to test now and see how that goes. But yeah, it would be nice to see maybe just board game specific without miniature content, just paper stuff. That would be neat. I think they would do really well. You probably could print that high profits. So, ignoring the issues on tariffs for the moment, a couple game-related questions. Was it tier for the Gatherism? What is Note of Verdant Lord? Finale or core? Lastly, is there an ETA on Gamers Chest in the simulator? Thanks for keeping... So, Gatherism is tier 2. We already knew that. Verdant Lord is a finale monster. That was labeled as finale, then moved back to core, and then labeled a finale again. Yeah, it's interesting, because then I don't know what the core is for Battle of the Green Knight. Maybe it's just a Watcher. Who knows? Maybe there just isn't a core and you just get a finale. Neat to know that it is a finale. That makes sense, because we talked about another video that I did recently. Wouldn't make any sense if you'd fight something after Verdant Lord. It's just magenta difficulty. The devs have been giving 110% getting everything polished for prime time, but I have no solid date yet. This is for the Gambler's Chest on the Sim. We've been waiting for Gambler's Chest on the Sim for a year now. I never would have expected it to launch when Gambler's Chest launched. But, it's been a year. It's been 2 years since Gambler's Chest came out, so you'd think after a year or something. It was originally said that Gambler's Chest would be coming beginning of this year. So, been waiting quite a while for Gambler's Chest. The devs are getting everything polished for prime time. Makes it sound like that's coming out with the Kickstarter on the Black Friday of this year when they launch the Kickstarter. Which is interesting. I don't know. I don't know why you do a Kickstarter. Maybe he means Steam Early Access, but he says Kickstarter here, so it will be a Kickstarter. Interesting. I don't know what that means for pre-existing Master Key holders. I don't know what that means for lots of things. If they're just going to kickstart it to raise awareness of it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but it doesn't sound like Gambler's Chest is probably coming until... I'm taking this as polish for prime time, meaning before Black Friday. Around Black Friday, so it will launch with it on the Kickstarter as like a part of the like flair, right? Like... Might even be a stretch goal of the Kickstarter. Who knows? Got to ask, with COD approaching, Any plans for a boss rush mode? Even more bosses than there already are in a normal campaign? Maybe. This is just Sun. People of the Sun pretty much is a boss rush mode. Maybe Endless in COD would be boss rush. If everything truly is random, you might get a bunch of Nemesis. Question for Poots, but now that tariffs 250%, again, I don't want to read anything more about tariffs. It's already been mentioned up here. His solution is to do unique things on the web store. That's the solution for now. Is Dead Armor the new name of the Death Armor expansion? Yes. It's a good name change because it doesn't help differentiate between Death King armor. That's a good idea. Second class backer from Europe here. Why do we have to pay 100% of VAT? And for U.S. backers, you try to shoulder 50% of the new tariffs. VAT was officially adopted by the EU in 1977. It is not part of a current trade war. We have made many efforts to partner with warehouses across the world to minimize shipping costs where taxes are high. I hope that you see and appreciate that we continue to explore solutions for backers' concerns across the world. You're not a second-class backer, and we value support. Thank you. Last one here. If you're taking Q&A for the upcoming update, can you give us the update for where the Ivory Dragon pitch currently is at? Like, what things are in it, or what things in it? What things are in it currently, and so on. No spoilers yet. I'll revisit this once active development pivots towards the expansion after we wrap up Inverted Mountain and Abyssal Woods. Silver City is also in there, which now seems to be a huge expansion. It looks like Ivory Dragon will be the last thing, and I talked with Poots about the Ivory Dragon in a video I did for Gen Con, where don't know really what's in there yet, how they're going to handle Gold Smoke Knight. So I would just watch that QA video that I did for Gen Con last year if you want to know more about Ivory Dragon. But yeah, Ivory Dragon, not much detail on that still, other than that mini is crazy huge and amazing looking. So that's the update pretty much for this month. A lot of stuff in the store. Again, we'll talk about that. I always do a store update. There is a new IR for Lope. It looked pretty cool. Looked like some Acanthus stuff, giving you giving you movement. Spending it. It's an IR. It's a Lope IR. It's a paired weapon. Looks really good for core. It's got like sickle and lantern keywords. They're two daggers that are paired. Lope. Looks like it looks amazing for core. So if you really want Lope IR, it looks really cool. Just mentioning that now because maybe you'll still be able to get it. I think the IRs usually hang around for a while. The Estate Hero Beta had a really interesting thing having to do with frenzy and dashing. I think it was dashing. I can't really tell, but if you want to try and get it, I'm recording this right pretty much. Maybe you can still get Male Estate Hero Beta. It looks pretty cool. Then there's the other things that we'll talk about in the next sale video. So I will see you guys then. Goodbye, everyone.